Okay, we're going to talk about past probability. So there's 10 modal verbs. We have can, could, may, might, shall, should, would, will, must, and ought to. They do not change forms like other verbs, so we don't have to worry about that. And there's no do or does in the question forms. Something, for example, we'd say, can you give me a hand? We don't have to worry about the do or does. No don't, doesn't in the negative forms, so he shouldn't do that. Always followed by a base form verb. We would help if we had time. We would help if we had time. She mustn't do that. Mustn't do that. And we ought to get going. Ought to is one of the special ones where ought to comes together. Ought to plus the base verb. They're always followed by a base form verb, like we said. They do not usually have past or gerund forms. Other verbs are used instead. So I hate having to get up early. With must, I was able to play the piano better when I was a child. Can. So the perfect infinitive, we have all modals can be used with the perfect infinitive. Perfect infinitive, so it's the modal plus have plus the past participle. Examples, it might have rained overnight. It was pretty cloudy last night. The party must have been fun. So many of my friends were there. She may have gotten lost. Modals used when we do not have all the facts. Must is very certain. So can't or couldn't are used when we are certain something didn't happen. So I'll give you some examples here. The invitations were sent last week. Everyone must have received them by now. They went to a nice restaurant last night. It must have been very expensive. That's my own opinion because it's an expensive restaurant. He grew up in South America. He must have played a lot of soccer when he was younger, as they do play a lot of soccer in Brazil. He cannot have arrived already. He is always late. So you could not have seen me yesterday because I wasn't at school. Should is used to express desired expectations when we're talking about something in the future. In the perfect infinitive, the desired expectation may or may not be met. So I'm going to give you some examples here. It should have rained last night. We need the water for the crops. I expected it to rain last night. He should have arrived by now. Where is he? I expected him to arrive earlier. I don't understand why the total was so high. It should not have been so expensive. So I did not expect it to be so expensive. Now, could, might, and may is when you're unsure. The difference between the three is very small. Could is the least certain. So I'm going to give you some examples here. Where is she? She might have left already. I can't find the newspaper. It may not have been delivered yet. John could have woken up late, but I'm not sure why he isn't here yet. She may not have gone shopping. So these are some when we're not completely sure. Thank you.